What are we going to do? What are we going to do? It is 8 degrees, just ending off the day right now. Woke up to about 3 degrees, so not too cold, not too hot. It's just right. Just came up to see if these bees are all tucked in. They've been hanging out their fronts for the longest time. I want to see if they either tucked themselves in because of the cool weather or if the rain washed them off. We had 2 inches of rain come through the last few days. We're done the syrup. Whoop. They're not on that, but they're... These pails you see are just cleanup pails. All the hives have the pails off now. All the open totes are cleaned up. These are just the cleanup. These are full pails and hives that weren't taking it, so I brought it up to this yard, which might be a little shy, if any, because there's so many bees here and they had to compete for the syrup. So next week we'll be coming through. And they're off at 2. Ouch, you little bastard. And we'll be pulling the pails off these hives. We're going to be pulling strips out of these hives. Well, it's supposed to rain again the next couple days. So we put the apivar strips into these colonies. It was just after Labor Day. So as I do my math on the calendar, I'm looking at 30 some odd days now. I need them in for about 42 for full treatment, and it's a little bit cool now. They say about 56, but there's no brood going on in here, and I've shown with my washes as I've been monitoring my colonies that the apivar has been knocking some mites down. So I think I'm going to start. I'll get Carrie and my wife to both come out to help me pull strips after the rain on the next first nice day. Maybe a nice day where they're actually flying and they're not little bitches to, you know, open the colony up and pull those strips out. So we'll see how that goes. But by the time the nice weather comes after the weather system pulling through, it'll be close enough for 42 days that we'll just give her. It's getting late into well, no, we're mid-October. By the time we get to that point, it'll be late into October, and we'll have to push the limits a little bit and get those strips out. I don't want that medication in these colonies through winter. It's too much exposure for my bees, and they're stressed enough. I don't want to add to it. I'm not seeing any bearding, and I'm not seeing any washed down bees either. These colonies were the ones that were bearding pretty bad. So that means they all tucked themselves up nice and neat inside. Ooh, they're really tucked in there. Oh yeah, nice and cozy. What a calming little sight this is. Bees ready for winter, tucked away. I wonder if they're on the syrup here. These pails have been shifted onto colonies that are big. No. Too cold maybe. This pail is pretty much empty anyways. Some of these girls over here, especially those 6s, were sure hanging out for the last week and a half. Boy, that sun feels nice. Cold enough now at nights that I've fired up the old wood stove. A bit of light in the sunshine here. It is ready to head ourselves into hibernation. Boy, they're tucked up in there. What a beauty. Leave me the hell alone, they're saying. Alright. Oh, it's going to be miserable pulling strips, but. We got to do what we got to do. That is the next thing we're going to do. Where are you? There it is. Pull that old trailer up on top. Cut a few holes. Put a little box stove inside. That's our little hunting shack. Surveys all this field. Look at the growth here. And deer have been coming out practically every night. Herds of them coming through here as they follow the ridge this way across, and there's a cornfield over there. So we've been camping out inside that trailer most evenings, lighting a fire, having the odd sip of scotch, just observing the wildlife, getting ready for November. I'm not going to shoot a bloody deer, but I'm going to have my boys do so. Ooh, those guys are on the pail. Hungry, hungry. It's a little bit. When it gets a little bit warmer, they'll sucker down a bit more. There's a colony over here that is bearding all the time. My wife and I come for a walk down this mile up to the ridge and then back home. About 2.5 mile walk every morning before the kids get up. And every morning this hive is up, out and bearded. And I'm like, that's either one big bitchin' colony. Ooh, we have no plugs here. Okay, looks like these guys went without plugs, damn it. Nice little rain on top of them. At any rate, massive colony bearding on the outside. I'm just wandering to see. Let's see if they're still bearding. Cool breeze. Oh man. Whoa. Massive colony though. I better make sure they have. Yeah, they're still on the syrup too. Just make sure they have all the syrup they need until we put them away. Oh yeah, they're heavy. Cool breeze. Just ideal. Absolutely ideal. 2 years ago, they would have been under a foot of snow. So there is nothing wrong with this. I wouldn't mind a frost though, just to knock this off. Shut down the year. Packed full of bees. Ending her off.